You out there boxing. I need you to start. Yeah, this was a mistake.
I'm gonna go pick up my spine over there. And I'll buy you a coffee after this is over.
When you got the sweat trying to leave, I'm out of here. You're at dtmerch.com. There's so many other things that you can do over there and see, such as our new videos that are up on TikTok and up on YouTube. But what I really want you to do is I want you to go and first of all, you can start by looking at that banner in the middle of DT Merch, clicking that. So you can go over to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted so you can get tickets for Double Toasted live in New York City, Brooklyn to be more exact. That's April 1st. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get into the further adventures of Baby Creed over here.
Y'all call him that.
Don't call him that.
Hey, he in the room. Call him what I want to call him. All right, how about Creed Jr.?
He pushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Little C? No?
No.
Don't get beat up.
No.
Okay, keep running my mouth.
No. You better stick with Donnie.
Okay, Donnie. Yeah. Better be careful. I'll be looking like that picture right there. Just to be safe, everybody. If I get my ass beat, let's stick with Adonis. But, I'm not going to even, he says my friends call me Donnie. Mm-hmm. Everybody else calls me Adonis. And Adonis Creed made a name for himself. Everybody knows Creed. Creed, not only the boxer, but also the film franchise, the series that has actually been a very successful spinoff of Rocky. Mm-hmm. And with this movie, a lot of people were saying that, something, all right, we knew this day was coming, but I don't know how I feel having a movie that's Rocky-less. Because Sylvester Stallone ain't nowhere to be found in this movie right here. So Adonis, you're on your own right now. And people are saying, boy, I bet you wish you did have old Rocky around because now you might have met your match. You've seen the trailer, you know what's up. Damien, played by, I won't say swole, I'll say built. Swole is when you're sick or bloated. No, I'm cut. Played by the very cuts, built, stacked. Jonathan Majors. But there he is right there. He plays a person named Damien, who knew Adonis when they were kids. But he took the fall for an incident that happened years ago, spent 18 years in jail. Now he's mad. He ain't really showing it, but because he's got to come in and work to play some game, try to build the groundwork for something bigger. But as nice as he's been to Adonis, coming back and saying, hey man, remember when we were kids? Remember me? We were brothers. I had your back in the day. No, all that shit. No, man, that ain't nothing, man. I'm done with that. Yeah, that's what they all say. No, he's just, actually he stored a lot of anger inside. And it was only a matter of time before he came out and said, no, I'm cool, you man, you owe me.
18 years, goddammit.
18 years, a long time to sit down and think about this.
Yeah, it's a dish best served cold.
It very much is, man. And being that this is a boxing movie, of course, it was only a matter of time before they work out their differences in the ring. Can this movie actually work without having the staple of the series in here, even if it's not his name, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone in there? And two, how's Michael B. Jordan as a director? This is his directing debut here. And they say, this man, he's trying to do a lot. We don't know what's happening here. A lot of people, they have a hard enough time just directing. Mm-hmm. But this man is coming in directing, acting, and also having to stay in shape the whole time to actually try to make us believe that he can beat the shit out of Jonathan Majors. I'm not buying, but hey, but that's what the movie's for, to sell us a fantasy. So hey, let's go ahead and get to the trailer first. Have a look at the trailer for Creed 3, and then we'll be back with our review.
I don't want to do this.
What'd you say? Yeah, he's looking like that. He really thought about What was I thinking? Shit. I actually got to go through this.
So,
that little look.
I'm like,
Shit.
Not only is he this wide, nothing but pure muscle, and you got to look up to see him.
look up at him too. Yeah, I remember I screamed, I yelled, "Run!" Or at least I wanted to. I was like, man, this dude, like Jonathan Majors, man, is between Kang and now this dude, it's like, this dude's scary. I see him in interviews where he's nice, perfectly nice. I'm like, don't you trust that?
Not now.
No, he's been a villain in the last, scary ass villains in the last 2 movies. And I was like, bro, you need to go. He said he wants to make a romantic comedy next. I'm like, what you gonna do? Beat the shit out of your date?
Yeah, it'll be like that 365 days.
You gonna love me.
And I'll beat your ass.
The one and only Adonis Creed, you're the best pound for pound fighter in the world. 3 years ago.
Talk too much shit.
Yeah, you ain't Jonathan Majors. Shut your ass up.
It's been a minute since you've been out in these streets.
When I walked away from boxing, I walked away with some unfinished business.
You out there boxing. I need you to start. Yeah, this was a mistake.
I'm gonna go pick up my spine over there, and I'll buy you a coffee after this is over. Boo! I'm going home.
Yeah, shit. Y'all bring your asses in. Hey, y'all finish the fight. I'm out of here. Shit, when you got the sweat trying to leave, I'm out of here.
They show his back like you expect it to be some kind of Mortal Kombat shit. Where the spine really doesn't break out.
When you got the moisture in your body saying, the hell with this, I'm out. You stay here and fight this mother. You probably gonna get your ass whooped.
Just start fighting.
Probably Adonis and Jonathan Major want to beat my ass because I got some criticism for this movie right here. One, I'll tell you this: if this movie was a boxer, this movie get his ass whooped, wouldn't last around because all those punches.
I know.
You would see everywhere those punches are coming from. There's so many predictable plot beats in this movie right here. I'm not the kind of person that is the smartest cinema goer. I don't predict a lot of things. A lot of times people even tell me things, and Martin has told me a lot of things, obvious things. I'd be like, oh.
It happens.
Yeah, I miss a lot of things. So I don't go in looking for things to pick out. I'm not that person like, yeah, see, I knew it. No, I'm not that. But, with this movie right here, there was so many times that I said, I see where this is going. Or, you ain't slick. I know what you're doing. I know what you did. I see what you did. 2 steps ahead of you, brother. Try again. It's that kind of movie. I've seen this enough to know what's happening. Now, maybe a lot of people haven't seen as many movies as I have, or we have, and so maybe you won't. Another thing with this, things escalate very quickly. I would say things, for just from a believability standpoint, things probably move too quickly. Almost, it's unbelievably quick. It's a sports movie. So, we got to get things moving. It is 2 hours long, slightly over. So, hey, let's go ahead and sum up everything in a nice training montage.
Rocky has always been about the training montage.
Rocky has always, when you think about
Rocky 4 is nothing but montages.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, at this point, we've had so many montages. I mean, like my man is, like he's training like a ninja or a samurai now. He's out there fighting trees, punching.
I know, that's what I heard that too. I was like, I thought only ninjas did that.
Yeah.
Like, you got a fight coming, you might break your hand.
Exactly. He's out there punching tree bark, and he's out there pulling planes and things. So, we get a little crazy here with that. Just add a soundtrack and we good, man. And we'll get things done in a timely fashion here. So, being that this is a boxing movie, we get a lot of training montages here. make it look like what the thing is. They rush through it so quickly. It looks like these guys trained in a day.
Yeah.
Train. Maybe 24 hours. I'll give them a little extra time, but it looks like they train very quickly. But again, I know they're trying to get things done. What I'm trying to say is that this is a very formulaic film, and more formulaic since it's a sports film, and even more formulaic because it's a boxing film, which a lot of boxing films, sometimes they just cannot escape the tropes.
And more formulaic because it is a sports boxing Rocky film.
Great point. Mm-hmm. That is true. So it's going back to things. If anything, it use the excuse, well, Rocky started, so we doing just what Rocky wanted us to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, all right. What is also surprising with this film is how strong the characters are in this movie. And how these characters, they're so strong that they are actually able to overcome the formulaic format in this movie.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, yeah, it's very formulaic, and you can see it all coming, and it's simple. But these actors, or at least the characters, they transcend the material.
Yes.
They make it better
really
than what it is.
Yes.
No, they really do. The characters overcome a very predictable script that we have here. They raise it up a notch, actually. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. It is because I'm looking at this, and it's a great thing Jonathan Majors is working out and as strong as he is today, because he's carrying all these movies that he's in, from Devotion to Ant-Man, to this movie right here. He's carrying these films, man. And I'm not trying. Let me just say this: I'm not gonna give him all the credit. He's amazing, but I'm not gonna give him all the credit. He is great, but in this case, he is great. Unlike where I saw Ant-Man and thought that this is strong because of him. Mm-hmm. I think that he's great in this film because they do have a script that works in his favor. They gave him something in this movie where, I think his performance is helped very much by this script. That's because the way this movie approaches the villain. Rocky, the series, has always had a way of approaching these villains that at some point has been criticized by people. Because this is a new series. Mm-hmm. It's starting like this is a spinoff. So anybody's complaining about Rocky not being in this, Sylvester Stallone not being in this. This is a spinoff that's kind of getting becoming its own thing now. So I don't look at it as a sequel. I look at it as branching off into its own identity.
And Rocky dead.
And Rocky not dead.
Didn't he die in the last one?
No, he's still alive.
Oh, I thought he died.
Why you trying to kill this man?
Damn, what you got against Rocky?
Wait a minute, did he have cancer?
No, he did. Yeah, I think he did, but he didn't die.
No, he didn't die.
Oh, okay. No. Well, he ain't here, so.
Damn.
And they didn't mention him.
What are you trying to do, man?
The one is still on his man.
Yeah, no, he boxed cancer and beat it, man. You know what I mean? That scene when he got in the ring with cancer. Even though this is its own thing, its own spinoff, its own series now, it's still following some of the same things that Rocky did, like the same, cliches and tropes and whatnot. So they could have done what the Rocky series had done, and which is they could have just brought a villain on that was just a cartoon. Mm-hmm. Right. I think Rocky got accused of doing that after a while. And don't get me wrong, they were still great, man. They were a lot of fun. I mean, Ivan Drago. We remember Ivan Drago, man. He was a great villain.
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man. You need an interpreter. It's time to go to school.
Shit. just Jellos in those gloves. That's why he lost.
Ref, are you ready? Yeah. Oh, give me a minute.
He was punching with mashed potatoes. Yeah, Ivan Drago is a great villain, man. And and everybody loves him. Very quotable. If he dies, he dies. Things like that. But he was pretty much a cartoon. There was no depth to him really at all, man. He was just a force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. So but enjoyable. But they weren't very deep.
Yeah, same with Clubber Lang.
Same with Clubber Lang, man. Clubber Lang. Between Clubber Lang and Ivan Drago, those guys were there just to be physically imposing. I will say this: you can connect somebody like Clubber Lang to Damien.
Yeah,
Jonathan Majors character.
So.
You know, you could say that Clubber Lang is Jonathan Majors' character if Clubber Lang and Rocky had been friends at one time.
Yeah, and if he had a backstory.
If he had a backstory and you had seen more of his history, because right now they do have something in common where they both feel like they've been denied a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they both feel like they've been cheated. They, you know, and they're coming in to collect because they feel like, you know, they need to be given a shot, need to be paid their due. You know, and plus it's the older guy that's come out of nowhere. You know, who everybody's saying, you know, this guy, who is this guy? Can he really do this? Trying to go up against a champ. We don't even know who you are. Also, in this movie, Creed 3, you got people talking about Damien like people are telling Adonis Creed, like, just quit messing with this dude. Get him out of here. Mm-hmm. He's going to mess up everything, man. He's not here for you. He's only here for himself. Just like the way Mickey was telling Rocky, I want no part of this bum right here. I don't want nothing to do with this guy.
If he ain't no coward, why don't he fight me then?
I don't want no more. You understand?
None of determination. Hey, woman.
Oh, that's my man. That's one of my favorite lines ever in movies. Hey, woman. Hey, woman.
Hey, woman. Listen here. Your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man.
Why you? I'm gonna get you.
They weren't very deep. Even as great as that line is, and as great as Mr. T was as a villain in that movie. I'm gonna pass this on to y'all, 'cause I want to see what y'all think about what I'm saying here. Mm-hmm. You know, like I said, they were mostly physically imposing. Damien, who's Jonathan Majors' character, Damien is a little more complex. You know, he is very physically imposing. He's very intimidating, but he's also very sympathetic. This man spent 18 years
behind bars.
18 years behind bars.
Something that wasn't even his fault.
No, that's the thing. He spent 18 years behind bars, not only defending somebody he deeply cares about, who instigated everything, not only watching this person run away and leave his ass cold.
So did.
Ran.
Man, he was a little kid. What was he supposed to do?
David just look at him and just run away.
He's like, I ought to shoot his ass. You know, not only watching him leave you cold like that, but then also watching this man earn millions off the skills that you taught him at that time. Yeah, I'd want to beat his ass in front of the world too, if that was happening. You know, I feel like you got to feel for this guy. You know, you got to be sympathetic or even empathetic with this guy just for a little bit. But there is more to him than this. But I mean, I you know, just bouncing off what I'm saying. How do y'all feel?
Well, I feel exactly the same as everything you're saying. As a matter of fact, one of the good things about the movie is it doesn't just stop there with their relationship, because it really, even though it doesn't go deep in it, it goes deeper into their childhood,
right?
And you learn more. You learn more about Creed himself.
Yeah,
and a lot of it is in what he's reluctant to talk about and why. And I thought would even be something more sinister than what it ended up being. But you know, it's something that's affecting him as an adult and his relationships with the people around him.
Yep.
So it's almost like it's too simple of a movie. At the same time, it gets deep when you don't expect it.
Yeah. What about you, man?
I think the antagonist here is the strongest, like out of all the Creed movies. That's what I was saying. Like, especially like how Jonathan Majors, how menacing he is in this role. It's like, I think he just played it perfectly. So yeah, I think he was amazing.
Yeah, no. And see, let me tell you what's amazing about him. You know, we talk about how he's sympathetic, empathetic. You know, you got to feel for the guy. You got to feel for the guy just a little bit, just a little bit. But also, when you think about it, 18 years has made him crazy. You know, he's got a.
Yeah, you've been 18 years alone.
Yeah, he's a little. Yeah, he's just a little out there, man. You know, and that's another smart thing that the movie does. You know, they don't depend on Jonathan Majors' physicality with this. You know, what they do is that, you know, there's a lot of times in this movie where Jonathan Majors, let me see if I can find a good screenshot right there. They don't depend on his physicality to be imposing. And it is. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, that's how you know this shit's a fantasy, because he could beat Michael Jordan's ass. I believe that, sincerely. There's some, Lord of the Rings is more believable than this shit right here. But, but the movie makes him even more menacing with his eyes. Because when you look at him, when he first comes in, he's very calm. He ain't coming in talking about, oh, fuck you, leave me. It's nothing like that. He comes in and he's very menacing. And you could almost compare it to Kang. And Quantumania, Ant-Man Quantumania. There's that very menacing, cold, almost too calm nature that just makes him it's very scary to be around.
You've made a big mistake, okay?
You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?
If somebody says, if I killed you before that calmly, that means they've killed a lot of people because they just that used to it right now.
Right. They don't even remember. I didn't even stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. Who you again? Scott Lang wanted to give him a smart ass answer. Well, if you kill me, how am I still standing here? But if I motherfucker beat my ass, But no, he has like his character Kang. He has a way too calm nature, man. And what really feels tension here is that I look at him and I'm like, this brother is one of the most passive aggressive people that I've seen in a long time. Everything. He's being very nice at the beginning. He's acting like he's happy to catch up. He's happy to see him. But everything he says is followed by, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? It's just he phrases things a certain way where there's always some other meaning behind it.
Yeah, it also plays on the fact that as guys, we will have friends who we shouldn't be friends with, but we do anyway. Just something about that loyalty. Well, we go way back, and it's usually people in your life, especially whatever woman you're with, going, why are you with him? What are you doing? He's like, I don't know. Back in the day, we did this, and he's playing on that. He plays on a lot of things, and there's something about the way Jonathan Majors plays to where he's almost like some kind of tiger, where you're just looking at him, and it's just unpredictable. Like you feel like he's going to do something, and he's menacing. But is he though? Yeah,
but you're not sure.
But you're not sure. He's always. It just feels like there's more behind his meanings. Like when, like I spent half of the movie doing things like, what do you mean by thank you? What does that mean? Because this is the way he said it. Because it's always followed by this intense stare. Thank you. Which always has this meaning behind it, like, I'm gonna get you, bitch, at some point.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, we're friends, and he went to jail, and I didn't write, and maybe he's angry, but he's not really coming at me, so I don't know.
And that's
and I feel like I owe the guy.
And that's another thing. You feel like they've done such a good job of giving you the background. You feel like Adonis Creed because he's guilty, and you could tell the whole time he's there. It's either Jonathan Majors is passive aggressive, or we're feeling this guy's guilt. Like, okay, when he's gonna come out with it?
Yeah,
when's he gonna call me out on my bullshit? Because there's even a point where Jonathan Majors says when they're talking, he's like, this is not a real conversation. I'm like, oh shit.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, you feel like Michael B. Jordan is like, I'm just waiting for when that shoe's gonna drop, that other shoe's gonna drop, when he's gonna call this shit out. I just know it because he don't want to bring it up.
Yeah, he don't want to bring it up. I'm nervous about when the shoe is going to drop, but maybe it won't. It's kind of hard to tell with this guy. It leaves you in limbo, and like you might just crack and go like, all right, look, goddamn it, just say it. Like, I'm sorry. Okay, I was a bitch back then. Please don't beat my ass. I was simply going to ask if you wanted another beer.
How was I?
Yeah. But now that you bring it up,
yeah. That's why you sit in this movie, because it's that aggression that seems internalized. That's what makes you feel like Michael B. Jordan don't have a chance.
Plus, it's my friend just got out of jail. I should be inviting him to my home with my family.
No.
But this guy's special and he's not. Oh, no, okay, all right.
Yeah, you shouldn't be inviting home, but this guy's special. I just made Green Chef. I made this nice dinner. He looks healthy. The meal is healthy. You know, I gotta have him over here because Green Chef is America's #1 meal kit for eating well. And if you're training to beat the hell out of each other, you gotta eat well, man. We need to stop for a moment and give a shout out to our sponsor, Green Chef. And Green Chef, as I told you, it is the #1 meal kit for eating well. I should get you on this, man. I should get you. This takes all the guesswork out of eating well.
Oh, for real?
No, it does. Here's the thing. Now, my son over here, he's trying to eat. He's trying to eat well right now. No, I'm not kidding. But he's calling me all the time at the grocery store. Daddy, is it healthy? Daddy, what about the Oreos? You know. And it is time consuming, and it is difficult to figure out what you want to eat that is also healthy and tasty and good for you. And hey, Green Chef takes a lot of the work out of that, man. And they're easy to follow up recipes too, man. And not hard to eat, because that's another thing about eating well. You know, I don't even know how to cook this now. Green Chef has got you, man. They're very easy recipes to make. And a lot of recipes to choose from. 30+ recipes weekly. The proteins and that they feature here, the seasonal organic produce, seafood, sustainably sourced. You know, all these recipes feature premium ingredients that are farm fresh. Thing about it, you hear about these ingredients and these recipes and you're thinking, I don't want to try that, I don't want to eat that. But once you try it in a way that's prepared deliciously, I guarantee you're going to like it. And you're going to have the good conscience of knowing that you've been eating well and being nice to your body, especially if you're starting to work out like this man over here.
I am.
Who's tired of guessing and calling me, trying to figure out what to eat. Green Chef got you. And I got you. Go to greenchef.com/toasted60 and use the promo code toasted60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. That's more than half right there. You heard me correct. 60. Not 50, 60% off plus free shipping. Look at that. Nice on your wallet, bank account, nice on your body, also nice on your taste buds. You ain't losing nothing here. So go ahead and jump on that. And you got America's #1 meal kit for eating well to thank for that, which is Green Chef. And I'm also going to thank all of you out there for your support. Thank you very much. Oh, let's see. Where were we with this? You know, the reason why, because we were talking about, we were talking about all of the backstory that makes this grudge between these two that much more intense. That's what's good about the movie, that they give you enough information, they give you enough backstory to where you dread because you know it's going to happen. Because they start out, it's a little frosty at first, but they start out seeming like they're going to be fine. If nothing else, hey, maybe they'll just talk about it later. But at some point, I mean, this is a boxing movie. Things are going to fall apart between the two, and you just kind of dread that moment where it's going to happen, man. I think Michael B. Jordan's direction is strong, man. I think it's a strong first effort.
Yeah, especially for his first one.
He's not Ryan Coogler yet, but it's confident, and he kind of swings for the fences. He gets experimental with it. And whether it works for you or not, I appreciate that he went for it instead of just going like, well, it's my first time, man. I got to act. So let me just keep it, by the book.
Kind of basic. Yeah. Because if I had to actually say anything, because I'm not really criticizing his direction, because he's doing triple duty here. And also, this is his directorial debut, which is a strong debut, man. So when I say his fight scenes are not the greatest, I'm not criticizing. I would say that his fight scenes are probably, for me, they're interrupted by certain techniques, because it's lots of slow-mo here, and it looks cool. And when you see that, it actually looks. That was good too.
That was some good stuff.
It was so good. I was just so like, how do you continue to fight after that?
Yeah. Well, I just thought that there were moments where those fights were picking up, man, and they were getting into it. And then, then he would come in and do, a slow-mo, and it just kind of interrupted the pacing of the fight that was really, really picking up. But I'm not saying that that's bad. I mean, it looks cool. you know, because when it comes to his angles, movement, speed, you know, they make for exciting fight scenes. And, you know, you just mentioned this, he gets creative. I mean, Michael B. Jordan just puts on a beret at one point, makes an art film. He gets, you know, there's a point where him and Damien, you know, Adonis Creed and Damien, they just tune the world out because they hate each other so much at that moment. They are so pissed at each other. They just tune the world out, and it's just, you know, and there's a moment where it's just them in the ring. And they're going at it with no one else around. And at times it's actually pretty creative what they do. At times it could also look a little cheap. It look like something out of the movie Insidious or something. So, you know, it's because, you know, like you said, it's very ambitious.
It's ambitious. I
I
mean, you know, it can be distracting.
Yeah.
You know, if you aren't of a mind to go like, oh, I appreciate what's going on here, you might be like, what? You know, it could take you out of the movie.
Yeah. But I think Michael B. Jordan's direction is so strong that he kept it together. And like you, I appreciated that he tried something like that. I mean, I would say that those who are going in there and trying to get some amazing boxing scenes, and you see that part right there, I thought it was kind of cool because it's still sitting them fighting each other. But then you got all these dream sequence things coming in. It's like, you know, they fighting in Freddy Kruegerland or something. And, you know, people might be taken out of the movie at that point.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I like that they went out that way. I went out there with that and tried it. But
came back like 20 rounds later.
I mean, it's almost comic bookish in a way when they do
Very
it.
much so.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. I think Jordan's direction, Michael B. Jordan's direction, is stronger with actors. You know, Tessa B. Thompson. He has a lot of intimate moments in the movie with her. Some of them rocky, no pun intended, but some of them where they're having like a little friction, but some of it, you know, where they actually have a nice tender family moment. You know, same with like Felicia Rashad. In the movie, for the moments that she's in the movie is, you know, you get moments where she plays Adonis's mom, and you know, there's nice moments between mother and son, and moments where, you know, she's having come to Jesus talks with him.
It felt authentic.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. I mean, the characters have grown, and they're all more mature. They felt like they've grown past where they were. I mean, at least had a progression, not grown past it, but just have a progression, as opposed to the second movie where a lot of characters are doing things. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Why are you doing this? I mean, a big part of the problem for me with the second one was that we already established that Creed had won. He owned himself, and he was falling for stupid macho bullshit. I was like, are you 18 again? This you're writing these characters as infants. This doesn't make sense. And I was afraid that was going to happen here for them to do the fight. But when it comes down, I was like, no, this actually works much better. All right, now you've explained this.
I think I called her Tessa B. Thompson.
Oh, you called her?
I think I did. She's like, why you call me that? You know my name. No, Tessa Thompson. She's grown as a character. You know, I think Tessa B. Thompson. No, I think she's grown as a character too.
I think their chemistry is really good.
It was.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, they actually do feel like a couple. But I think my favorite character in here.
You said that daughter.
Besides Jonathan Majors, man, who, again, I'm a little biased because I love Jonathan Majors, but I think my favorite character in the movie, I was trying to find a scene because there was a nice clip here where it was father and daughter, man.
Yeah, I know it. I knew you were gonna say her.
Man, that little girl's adorable.
She is.
No, she is.
Yeah, I got a picture of her right here. You know, it's they have this actress here, and look how cute this little girl is, man. Mila Davis Kent. She plays Michael B. Jordan's daughter here, man, and she's deaf. And there's just these very sweet moments where he's talking sign to her those made those the most intimate moments in the movie. And it also felt like, okay, so I'm gonna just say this. I don't know if they'll do it. I think it'd be cool if they did. It felt like Michael B. Jordan, Adonis Creed, the character, in this movie series, this franchise was grooming her to be the next spinoff here.
That's what I thought they were going to try to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they still could with the next movie where she's getting into boxing and he's coaching her.
They
not
could.
on a professional level.
Yeah. Well, you know, Creed,
Oh, she's-
they're gonna have to take it to a professional level.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Or maybe she's sneaking out at night to go do cage matches.
like little girl cage matches.
Well, you know, they would progress her some years. She'd be a teenager at this point.
That would be an interesting thing to have, you know, this girl who's, there she is, having this girl who's deaf. You know, he's training her and having this girl who's not only a female, but also deaf and having to beat the odds. Now, you're talking about a different spin on this. That would be a cool way to go with this, I believe. So I don't know how far they can take Creed, but if they want to keep the series going. Just keep shitting out babies and, you know, having
Him and Tessa get a divorce.
Or she's got a bully and he's got to beat the dad's ass.
2-on-2 boxing match.
dad fights. Because the fights have been better. Yeah, it's a little bit. But I think he's very strong with storytelling and with actors. I think he's an actor's
There's a
director
lot of
right now.
accomplished directors who don't do fight scenes as well as he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Again, most impressive for me overall is that this is no longer a Rocky movie. This is no longer, you know, a Rocky spinoff. I mean, it is a Rocky spinoff, but it's really distancing itself from Rocky and could becoming its own thing, man. It's nice to see that, you know, it's nice to see you know, with Creed 2, or even with Creed 1. You know, it was cool to see Sylvester Stallone kind of passing the torch over to Michael B. Jordan. But this series is finally standing on its own. You know, and I think that that's cool. You know, I like when I was watching this, you can't help but think about Rocky, but not as much as you were before. It's his own thing, really.
It is funny how the Rockies have always been underdog stories.
Yeah.
But here, the underdog is the villain.
Yeah, that is true. Because there are moments like you kind of want to root for. You kind of want to root for him, man, because he really, I mean, the guy.
You see his side.
Yeah, you do, and it's like, man, I want this guy to have something. I mean, damn, he just got out. You know,
been
give
in
this man a
prison for 18
chance.
years. Shit.
Yeah, but listen, it as I said before, it can't escape the tropes of the boxing format. You know, the boxing sports film, but it does enough as a character-based film to succeed on its own, and if nothing else, it's just very entertaining. And I for all the things that I was predicting, I was having a good time watching it. I give this a high matinee. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, boss. It's highly enjoyable. It is dragged down by the cliches and the contrivances to get to where it's got to go. Because you know, to get to that boxing match, there's something that happens. I was like, it'd be real easy to shut this down.
Okay, now can I say something real quick?
Okay, all right.
Now,
No, I agree with you.
Can I say no? You don't.
Yes, I do. I literally agree with you.
Martin, if it's what I think it is, I came out and I said, I asked, you know, I didn't. He was asking me what I thought about the movie, and I said, man, I don't want to give my hand away too much. So it looked like I was down the movie more than I was, but I was like, man, what about this one thing right here? I said, there's no reason why they shouldn't call this out. This is illegal. And you know what he did? He looked at me and said, Corey, it's a movie. And
I'd be like, if they'd have went through with that movie would have stopped at that certain point.
You got to write around it. You got to figure some way out of it, or not do it in the first place.
That's true. Yeah, but they didn't do that.
No, they didn't. I was like, I'm enjoying this movie. I guess I got to let it slide.
Yeah, that's
but this right here.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone in there.
Because just even the reveal of that,
you're like,
would make all that go.
And that's one of the things that I predicted the moment it happened.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
And it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, like the character's too smart to. Okay, anyway, not gonna go into it.
We ain't gonna spoil nothing.
But the thing is, with first Creed, I thought they caught lightning in a bottle. I went back and saw it in theater. Like took a bunch of people to see it. It was just so jazzed up by it.
My favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember that. That's what inspired you.
Yes.
Yeah. It just caught everything so well and caught us by surprise. Second movie, didn't really care for it much at all. I thought this is a betrayal. This is that everything I was afraid the first one was going to be. I feel like this one comes back around. And while it's not Creed 1, it's definitely much better than Creed 2. I'm with you. It's a very high matinee.
So yeah, it's like Martin said, this is actually the series that actually got me into wanting to review films. I remember the first time I saw the first Creed movie, I wouldn't shut up about it. You know, I was consistently talking about it. So to see that this is gonna be Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, I was like, okay, he's my favorite actor of all time. So I was like, I wonder how it's gonna go. And I absolutely loved his direction. I'm a big video guy, camera guy, so that's what I focus on movies. And I think this was some of like the best camera work I think I've seen in a while. Just the attention to detail with the boxing matches and the fighting. I was like, wow. Like let me give you an example. There's a point in the movie where it's like a boxer focuses in on someone's ribs. And I'm like, wow, that's just in real life. I'm like, that's what boxers do in real life. They look at each other and like, okay, he's weak in his eye, you know? So I'm glad that the movie actually paid attention to that. Another thing is we didn't talk about, I think this movie had a really good soundtrack. Yeah, that's something that really stood out to me, because that can be something that can be overlooked when you watch movies. Some other things, man. I think the characters are the strongest in this one. Michael B. Jordan, I think, is the strongest. Tessa Thompson, even though they don't give her as much to do in this one, I think she's still strong. They have the strongest antagonist with Jonathan Majors, Damian Anderson, as he plays in the movie. The biggest complaint with me would probably be the same complaint you had, was that it was kind of predictable and you could kind of see where it's kind of going. But I still had a whole lot of fun watching this movie. This is not my favorite Creed movie, but it's right under the first one. I'm giving this movie a full price.
All right. What'd you say, rental?
Well, they already wrote it down. So.
Where do you think it's better than the first one, or where do you rank it?
No, the first one's the best.
Okay.
But this one's, very close second.
Yeah.
Like you said. Yeah, I agree with you on that. All right, there you go.